Thank you for watching at home. Good evening and welcome to the Jonathan Ross Show. We've got a great programme lined up for you. Let's take a look at who's in my green room tonight. Now, I can't think of many people who are better loved than my first guest in this country. He's like Mary Berry, Sir David Attenborough and Anton Deck all rolled into one. He's also the only person ever to have won the double of both the FA Cup and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. It's the one and only Harry Redknapp, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, Harry, how are you? He's there. Alongside Harry, he's not only one of the greatest footballers this country's produced, he's also one of the best rappers in the UK. It's John Barnes. Hey, John, how are you? I'm not forgetting your rap history, don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, we have royalty in the green room tonight. Romford royalty, because she's the Empress of Ice Dance. One who was more than enough. She's the Empress of Ice Dancing, the Queen of High Maintenance herself is Gemma Collins. The GC is in the house. That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see, styling it with the white wine. And it's Diva meets Diva this evening because also we have with us a true international icon, one of the most recognisable faces on the planet. It's the multi-talented Naomi Campbell. And joining them, one of the brightest and best comedians around at the moment. You'll know him from his fabulous Netflix specials. It's the brilliantly funny James Acaster. Hey, James. Where are you? That's surprised. Lovely to have you here. All that, plus I am absolutely thrilled to say we have a genuine music event on the show tonight. My final guest has sold 40 million albums. She won 4 Brit Awards, and we're delighted she's back with her first new music in 6 years. She'll be performing a brand new single at the end of the show. It is Dido, ladies and gentlemen. Looking fabulous. Great to have you back. And the song's amazing. OK, but first, before we get to that, isn't it lovely, isn't it delightful when children or your grandchildren bring home some artwork they've done at school? Don't you love that, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah. I know I do. Well, this week, proud parents have been sharing some of their kids' efforts online. Take this lovely handmade card one parent received from their child. There you go. That's lovely, isn't it? I love you, and it's kind of almost a heart, I suppose. That's what the kid was getting at there. Okay, not a bad effort. But let's have a look at the rest of the message. I love you, topless. I think, to be fair, I think it's meant to say to pieces. Sometimes children like to draw scenes from their home life, such as this. You'll love this. It's a lovely child's drawing of the house they live in. Very beautiful. It's cosy and welcoming, because that's how they see their home, so it's very sweet. But if we pull out a little bit, you'll see either the house is speaking or someone in the house is saying, we want wine. And then you pull out a little bit further, you see this child has drawn on the other side, there's an enormous bottle of wine. As big as they're saying, did someone say wine? No! That's either a beautiful drawing or a desperate cry for help. And here's a really heartwarming scene. Look at this. This melted me. This really did. It's a little boy or girl. It's a child. They're going, go, Dad. It's like, go, Dad. Go on, Dad. Where's that? Is that like a sporting occasion, maybe? Or they're just proud of their father there, that little child. And if we pull out, you can see what the child is cheering on. He's actually outside of the bedroom. And the child says... He says, sometimes I can hear Mummy and Daddy wrestling. But he's going, go on, Dad, because he loves it. And then we pull back a bit further. He's also went, I can tell he's winning because of the sound she makes. Shall we get my first guest out? Yeah! They are about to star in a brand new TV series, which I think you're going to love. I've seen the first episode. I thought it was amazing. Have a look at this.
Problem is, when you stop playing, if you don't change your lifestyle...
Cheers.
You'll turn into lard.
And he's split his shorts already.
Which is no joke when you get into your 40s and 50s.
At my age, I'm struggling to bend down and put my socks on.
It's a problem for all of us.
Hey, good morning, lads.
So I wanted to see what would happen.
Good start.
If you took a team of brilliant old 90s footballers who'd all let themselves go.
I'll go and diet, me and you, because obviously they reckon me and you are fat.
Really?
And put them through the tough diet and training regime of today's super fit, super health conscious young players. Can I get them back together? Back in shape?
90 kilos of semen.
Back in their old England kits?
It says 38 inches, well, that can't be a 38 inch.
And back on the pitch.
Mark Chamberlain's only played 5 minutes, done his drawing.
For one last game.
Spent 3 months preparing for this one game. It's a massive deal.
Against our old enemy, the Germans.
Germany will win, of course. That will never change.
Heroes is the name of the show. From that show, here we have Harry Redknapp and John Barnes, ladies and gentlemen. It's great to have you both here, it really is. I've seen the show, Harry's Heroes, so you got some of the old guys back together. Were you surprised at the shape they were in? Because as we just saw from that, most of them hadn't really taken care of themselves. And these are all ex-England professionals. So...
Yeah, I mean, a group of great players, Jonathan. You know, I mean, you look at that group there, they were real top players. And but once you stop playing, I mean, it's difficult. And they've probably spent their whole life training and being... you know, careful with what they eat, and they'd probably let themselves go when they finished playing, a few of them. But some of them got back in great shape. Not all of them, some of them.
Who are the ones who surprised you by getting back into better shape, and who are the ones who didn't quite manage it? Can you say that?
Well, Matt Letizia did ever so well, didn't he? And
He got about 2 stone. Yeah, really well.
And that's what... And how long a period? What, a month or something, or 2 months?
It was about 2 months.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Razor.
Razor, what? No, we saw Razor at the beginning there, and it didn't look like he...
I'm going to have to defend Razor, because Razor had to lose a lot of weight before the show even started. So I think Razor lost about 5 stone before the show started.
Wow.
So during the show, he lost 2 kilos, which obviously may not have been great, but considering he'd lost all that weight before.
Yeah, yeah. So he'd already got himself into better shape.
Yeah, if you could call it that.
I was disappointed in the fact that I was supposed to be one of the players.
Well, we were all disappointed in you.
Yeah, I'm disappointed in myself.
I saw the show because you didn't get to play, but there was a very good reason why you couldn't
There
play.
was a reason why. I was supposed to actually be playing at my son's wedding in Tuscany. I really shouldn't have been doing what I was doing. Something very simple.
Well, we should explain what this is, because people are getting the wrong idea now.
Playing volleyball. I wish it hadn't doing that. But
so hold it, so you're at your son's wedding,
yeah, in Tuscany.
But it isn't traditional to play volleyball at a wedding.
My son's wife's family are very sporty, so it was us against them, and I resisted the urge to play football, all these exciting games. But on the last day, I said I'll have a gentle game of volleyball. Yeah. And I fell over after 5 minutes and ruptured my patella tendon.
And then the shoulder, you've done something.
The shoulder's not as bad. It looks bad, but the knee's worse.
Could we have a look at it?
Just a little look.
Okay. And what have you done to your shoulder?
I've dislocated my AC joint.
Oh! Why on earth would you show us that?
So what I could actually do is have an operation to put it back in, but it doesn't give any problems. And my wife quite likes the idea of me looking a bit deformed when I'm out on the beach and stuff like that.
To keep everyone else away?
Keep everybody away.
Yeah, yeah.
Not that the belly does that, but...
But seriously, you're not going to have that pop back in?
No, aesthetically you could have it so it looks bad, but I mean, they say, why have an operation if you don't need it?
Well, I'll tell you why, John. So you don't like you've got a hamster growing out your shoulder. That's why.
I'm trying
Harry, would you have it pop back in?
I think I would, yeah. But no, it was a shame. I was looking forward to John playing. I mean, John was some
He was
player.
amazing.
Amazing.
Because, of course, the players of my age, like myself, David Seaman, you know, we played at a time when the culture was, you know, going out and doing what we did. Harry managed it both, when all of a sudden that culture changed to be more professional.
Because back then you didn't have nutritionists taking care of you in the same way, and you didn't have the awareness of, like, diet.
No, but look, when we played in the 80s, pre-match meal I had, and everybody had, was a fitted steak. This is like 1 o'clock, 12:30, had a fitted steak before we played at 3 o'clock.
To give you energy to get
then
through the match.
Arsene Wenger came and messed it up for everybody.
Followed by rice pudding.
Yeah.
I mean, couldn't you imagine anything worse to eat? A big fillet steak, loads of toast and a big plate of rice pudding after. That would be about 1 o'clock time you actually got your meal, sometimes 1:15. You're kicking off at 3 o'clock and you've got to run around with that in your...
But why? But someone must have turned around and said, you know what, I don't feel great. Maybe I'll just skip the rice pudding today.
You just dropped him, didn't you, if you couldn't put up with it?
Yeah.
In Liverpool, for example, with Ronald Moran, God rest his soul, one of the old coaches, they had these idiosyncrasies, and he said you couldn't have any bread because when something comes out, a new fad that you can't have this, you can't have that, so there's no bread. But you can have as much toast as you want. So they said have loads of toast, and then we'll get the waitress to bring bread out, and he'd be going, take that bread away, we can't have any bread, but have some more toast.
Here's the amazing thing. Harry was well loved in the world of football, and those who knew him outside. But when you went in, I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here last year, that really, everyone just fell in love with you. And that must have been quite a lovely feeling when you came out. But going in, you didn't really know what the show was, did you?
Jonathan, I'd never seen 1 second of the show. Never, ever, I swear. My wife kept saying to me, if you're going to do this, you've got to go and catch up, look at the show. I said, no, if I watch it, I won't do it. So I just went in, and I promise you, I honestly thought that there would be food.
Yeah.
I mean,
a hotel bed.
I said, I've done these sort of things before. I said, they always have a production caravan round the back where you go and get a bacon sandwich or a cup of tea. She said, I don't think there is in this programme. I said, yeah, there will be. But sure enough, there wasn't.
The most beautiful moment in the show, though, and I think one of the things that people loved about you was seeing the respect and the love you showed towards your wife, Sandra, who wasn't there. And, of course, it was quite right. And this clip was just such a... I mean, it's very hard. I think you will get emotional when you watch the clip. I get emotional every time I see it. I don't know, do you get emotional when you watch this back? Do you know which clip I'm going to show here?
Yeah, I do know which one. I mean, because what had happened before this happened, Sandra came in to meet me that day, I never had a clue. She'd been very ill. She had sepsis. So I nearly didn't do the show because she wasn't very well. And I just was... All the time I said, look, if anything's not right, I've got to know, because I'm out of here. As soon as if we get a message that Sandra's not good, I'm straight out. Please don't. They said, look, someone will tell you. And I suddenly got a message to go to speak to the people in the Bush Telegraph, and they said, you've got to leave the camp. Don't go back in the camp. Go down the stairs, turn left. There's going to be someone, a producer, to meet you. You've got to go. I said, well, where am I going? Am I doing a trial? They went, no. I said, can I go and get my water bottle? They went, no, you've got to go now, immediately, please. And I thought, something's wrong.
So you feared the worst?
Yeah, I did. I feared the worst. I thought Sandra's obviously not well, and they're going to tell me that, you know?
Oh, man.
So that was when I saw her, it was like winning the... It was incredible.
It's a lovely moment.
Me,
This is from I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, and this is the moment when Harry meets Sandra, not
Yeah.
for the first time. Sounds like a good movie, doesn't it? Yeah. Have a look at this.
No! Oh, it's been a long 4 weeks, believe it or not. Oh, unbelievable.
And me too.
No. The dog's okay?
Yeah, they're good.
All the
they're
kids?
good. Yeah, everyone's fine.
I can't help it. It's terrible. It's not like me.
I
Is
said
it?
that. I said,
It's
well,
not
I
like
don't know if he
me.
will cry because he's old school.
Yeah, I am. I don't normally, do I? Pleased to see me. It's funny, all these years, 54 years, and we just, you know, don't want to be apart. But you know, that's done me up today. But I've missed her so much. I love you so much.
That's such a lovely moment on television. 54 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
Long time.
I love the fact you ask about the dogs first, then your children. The dog's okay, yeah. Oh, what about the kids?
It's got to be priorities, right?
Grandkids, yeah.
That's lovely. Oh,
Yeah.
man, you're welling up there.
Yeah,
Harry.
Don't. I'm not even... I'm the last person to do anything like that, honestly.
We couldn't have you on the show without briefly talking about the World Cup hit of 1990, World Emotion, in which the beautiful young man that was John Barnes displayed his rapping skills for... I mean, that's a handsome fella right there. Displayed his rapping skills first time. That must have been great fun to have a #1 hit single.
Well, first of all, when we did the song, we didn't know, obviously, first of all, we didn't know it was going to be New Order. We thought it was just going to be the England lads, typical, here we go, arms around each other. So the majority of the lads decided, well, this song ain't going to be any good.
They didn't want to turn up?
They didn't turn up. Only 6 people turned up. Wow. Me, Gaza, Peter Beardsley, Des Walker, Steve McMahon, Chris Waddle. No one else turned up to do the song. So after the song was finished, we're just about to go, and someone in a drunken stupor said, well, why don't we just put a rap in? So Keith Allen hastily wrote the rap, and I'd like to think, had I been one of the 25 members there, I still would have done the rap, but I only had 6 people to choose from.
Yeah.
And you remember the 6? Gaza, Peter Beardsley, Steve McMahon. It wasn't much of a choice, so it was between me and Des. It was between me and Des Walker, and Des is not black musically, I have to say.
Yeah.
Sorry, Des. So I did the rap.
We'd like John to do a bit of the rap, wouldn't we? If you don't mind, John.
Can I sit and do it? I can't move on
You
too
can
much.
sit and do it. Whatever you
Tax
do, though,
myself too much.
please just don't get that shoulder out again.
There we go. Here we go.
You got to hold a gig, but do it at the right time. You can be slow or fast, but you must get to the line. They'll always hit you and hurt you. Defend and attack. There's only one way to beat them. Get round the back, so catch me if you can. Cause I'm the England man, and what you looking at is the master plan. We ain't no hooligans, this ain't a football song. 3 lions on my chest, I know we can. We're playing for England. There you go.
Yeah, John Barnes, ladies and gentlemen. Fantastic. He's still got it. He's still got it. John, great to have you here. Harry, great to have you here. They're going to stick around for the rest of the show. Harry's Heroes, the full English, is on ITV next Monday and Tuesday night. Harry and John, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to be here all night. Don't go away. Still to come, we've got the GC herself, Gemma Collins, and Naomi Campbell will be here as well. See you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Let's get my next guest out there, shall we, ladies and gentlemen? She is the Queen of Memes and the Princess of Essex, and she recently increased her legions of fans with her appearance on Dancing on Ice. Let's quickly remind ourselves of her on that.
Continental, but diamonds are a girl's best friend.
OMG, it's the GC herself. Here she is, it's Gemma Collins, ladies and gentlemen. You look fabulous.
I'm just trying not to fall over.
Don't fall. Don't fall at the first hurdle. Here's John, here's Harry.
Hey. I am so excited to be here.
You were like backstage, weren't you?
Yes.
That's what she kept saying, how excited she was.
I can't believe I'm on the Jonathan Ross show. Thank you for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on. Hey, Gemma, I hear backstage they said when we showed that clip of Harry and Sandra in the jungle, we had to wait in the commercial break because your makeup had to get fixed because you started crying so much about it.
Oh, Harry, it was so touching.
It's a beautiful
Do you know
moment.
what? It's just so nice to see that long withstanding love. Better not to talk about it, start me off again. But yeah, it was touching.
54 years.
It's unbelievable. Yeah. Congratulations. I love Sandra as well.
What's the longest you've been in love with someone for?
Well, God, don't know, about a year.
Yeah. Are you in love with anyone at the moment?
Sort of and not sort of.
Yeah. So you're sort of single at the moment?
I'm sick of blokes.
Yeah.
I'm sick of them.
Girlfriend, tell me about it.
Yeah, I've just had enough, to be honest.
Really?
That's why I got so touched at your clip. Like, I do love the person that I'm with very much, but sometimes our work life gets in the way. And we just went on a romantic trip to Paris, and then Paps turned up.
And you thought he'd arranged that?
No, he didn't arrange it, but we really needed some time out, and it kind of killed the trip. Yeah. But then I got the call, Jonathan Ross show once, so I was straight on the Eurostar and come back.
Oh, so you're blaming me? You're blaming me for killing the trip?
Yeah, it's just hard sometimes, but, you know, you never know what's going to happen. Things could be all right in the end.
So we saw you there on Dancing on Ice, of course, and would I be right in thinking that a lot more people came to know you, came to like you as a result of that? Because I think people saw you in a different light, didn't they?
Do you know what? Obviously, I'm from a reality background, and, you know, there's Gemma and there's the GC, so... It's a bit like Marmite. You either love her or you hate her.
Hold it. It's Gemma and the GC. So you see the real-life person, you, as different to this person you present sometimes, the GC.
Definitely. The GC's a bit like Lady Gaga.
Right.
What I'm trying to say is she's a character. And very early on in the day when I started on Towie, they was like, you know, we love you and we want to put you on the show. So it's like, oh, my God, I was selling cars at the time. And then the show becomes so popular, they was like, right, we need drama, we need this, we need that. And I was like, well, most days I have a cup of tea, I'll go and sell a few cars, and I come home, get my hair done and go out on a Saturday night. And they was like, no, we need more, we need more. And literally, that's how the GC was formed.
So you started adding to the drama, you started being a more dramatic character?
Yeah, basically, I've become a caricature of myself.
You became the Essex Lady Gaga?
Basically, yeah. And then that's when they started making my own show. Yeah. And I did the jungle for a couple of days.
Yeah, well, let's... I mean, that's something, because you weren't in there for...
A couple of days, Harry.
You weren't really in there long enough to say you did the jungle, were you?
Do you know what? I was the first girl on Towie to get the jungle, and...
That sounds like a terrible rash you're talking about. I've got a bad case of the jungle.
I'll never forget getting the call, and they was like, we want you to come and see us about the jungle. And I was like, oh, OK, then. But looking back, I was new to TV. I just wasn't ready for it.
Well, I mean, I think we could see from the very beginning when they got you to... They wanted you to jump out of the helicopter, and we can see you're not happy here. I mean, that's...
No, that's like, what the hell am I doing? I'm not ready for this, get me out of here. I wanted to get out of there then. OK, well, let's go back briefly, though, to Dancing on Ice, because it's the final tomorrow, 6 p.m. here on ITV. It's been a great series. When you left, I know figures went down quite a lot, and that must have been a great feeling for you. Do you know what? I wasn't thinking, oh, like, that's good because the show was amazing.
It's an amazing show, yeah.
The producers were amazing. I had a lot of fun on there. What upset me with one of the judges is the only reason I went back at him is because he got personal about my weight and how I looked.
This is Jason Gardner on the show.
Yeah. And the comments this week in the press, you know, referring to me as a refrigerator.
We should point out, Jason has gone on record since then and said he apologised and he said the reference was not about your size, so we need to say that. But he said that on TV, and that's why you pulled out of being...
Yeah.
You were going to be on the final Sunday night, and you pulled out of that, but I believe you might have some news for us.
Yeah. Do you know what? I did pull out, and then I thought, to everyone that supported me, for my own self-esteem, I'm not going to back down to anybody. I am going to walk back in on that show on Sunday night and I'm going to skate like it's the last day of my life.
That's amazing. Well, I mean, I hope it isn't the last day of your life, obviously.
Well, you never know what happens with me. I'm always tripping and falling over, so it could be.
Well,
but,
about that fall, on the ice, we showed that fall at the beginning there, and when you fell, a lot of people said, oh, she fell over on purpose, which I thought was a weird thing to say. It really doesn't look that way to me.
No way. Listen, I've got a 6-month recovery on both knees.
So you landed on both knees pretty
I
hard,
landed on both knees. Well, there was nothing else I could do at that moment in time but laugh.
But, Gemma, you have form of falling over and getting up with a big
Yes,
smile.
I do.
Here's a clip we have. Well, this was the Radio 1 Teen Awards 2017, and this was a famous
this was terrible.
Gemma fall. Let's have a look at it. It's amazing.
So, let's do this. The winner of the Radio 1 Teen Award for Best TV Show is... Love Island! Oh my God, so sorry about that. This is what happened.
I'll tell you what I love about that. You bounced back, and I love the show Love Island, but you see, they're kind of gutted, because they know we just won the award. No one's going to talk about us winning this award. They're talking about Gemma nearly dying.
Well, to be honest, I nearly took them out. I mean, they was in shock.
It's like bowling.
What people didn't see underneath that hole was people were shouting, get her up, her legs are going to be cut off in half. Because it was like a scissor table.
So when it goes up.
And it was raising up. And I was just like, where am I? It was like a Bridget Jones moment.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got back up, and what people don't know is actually, as I was going, this, you know, got it back on the mic and saying, oh, hi, sorry about that. I was wetting myself.
Wow.
Because in shock and fear, I didn't know what had happened. And then they're going to me, hurry up, you've got to do a presenting link with Rita Ora and Grimshaw, Nick.
Yeah, yeah.
So they're like, Grim is waiting for you. I was like, oh, my God, I've wet myself, but I better go. So I'm running through.
That's a trooper right there.
Yeah, and then 3 days later, my mum rang me in tears and said, actually, Gemma, you could have died that day. And I was like, do you know what, Mum? I'm not dead, so let's not worry.
Yeah. Now, so we've got the JB, the HK...
And the GC.
Right here. We've got the NC coming out in a moment.
I can't wait to meet her.
Well, because it's interesting. I want to ask about this because, in a way, you've sort of embraced the idea of being a diva.
Yeah.
But this is something which has been thrown up in Naomi as a negative thing. And so you like the idea of being considered diva-esque?
Do you know what? It's a bit of fun. Like, growing up, Jonathan, you know, I came from a very poor background. I never had a toaster as a child. Like, and I don't need to all cry. Listen, it's made me the person I am today, but...
Hold it. That's the weirdest description.
I never had a toaster.
But that's the weirdest way of mentioning poverty or a sort of impoverished background. And we never had a toaster.
No, but... I didn't. What I mean by that is, like, growing up...
But did you have a grill?
No, we had an electric fire, gas fire.
So you held it in front of
And we used to get the fork, get the slice of bread...
That is proper poor.
...and put it in front
We had a toaster.
Yeah.
It's called my mum. She used to hang it, put it in front of the fire.
That's it. So the thing now with the diva thing, do you know what? I've worked really hard and I want to enjoy it. And, you know, there was a time about 2 years ago, I was like, am I doing something wrong? Everyone's on holiday and I'm working. But when I sit here today... This is what I've worked my whole life for. Like, this is a moment for me, and I just want to thank you so much for having me.
Well, I'm thrilled to hear. I'm enjoying having you here. And it's really a time to say. What's next for you? What are you doing after this?
Since leaving Dancing on Ice, Jonathan, I've had so many offers, and the one that really excites me is to go to America.
Wow.
But that's not me going, oh, I want to be a big Hollywood American star. I've never been to LA, and
Hold on, so this is not work, this is a holiday?
No, this is the cameras want to be on me
Oh, so you're
the
going to
minute
film
I
a
touch
show?
down in LA.
Wow.
And I'm not saying I'm going to rock up to America and be a big star. I would like a role in Game of Thrones one day, I'm not going to lie. I'm obsessed with the show, I know you are. And I'd even be an extra. I'll do it for free. I'll work in the canteen and sort out the teas and coffees, but...
I think a little bit of Essex in Westeros will be a good thing.
Oh, God, can you imagine? That's like the dream. I've always dreamed big. And as I say, like, from reality star to sitting on the Jonathan Ross show, I could go anywhere next.
Well, we know where you're going to be next. Gemma is going to be dancing in the Dancing on Ice final this Sunday on ITV. And Gemma, it's lovely having the show. Thank you so much for coming on. Gemma Collins, ladies and gentlemen. Stick around, because still to come, we've got Naomi Campbell is here, ladies and gentlemen, and the brilliant comedian James Acaster. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Let's get my next guest out here. She is, of course, a supermodel. She's also an actor, a charity campaigner and a genuine national treasure. It is the fabulous Naomi Campbell. Lovely to see you again. Someone. Harry and Gemma.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
And this is GC meets the NC.
Nice to meet you.
Okay. Gemma was very excited to meet you because, of course, she has claimed the title Diva, which, as I was saying earlier, is something which has been thrown at you as a kind of an attacking word sometimes, isn't it?
I don't like that word.
No, you don't like it at all?
Never have.
I embrace it. I'm all for it.
Well, like, there could be diva, then there's singers, and that's OK.
Yeah, which is the best at what you do.
Yeah.
Because in Italian, what does diva mean? It means something.
What are you going to tell us?
It's a really good thing.
A diva means a celebrated female opera singer.
Yeah.
That's what it means.
And we should celebrate ourselves, Naomi.
We did celebrate yesterday International Women's Day.
Yes. You are my queen, Naomi.
That's a beautiful moment. It's a beautiful...
Happy right now.
And I'm wondering whether you have been the sort of person, because we were talking fitness to the guys earlier, are you someone who does sport? Are you someone who keeps fit, or have you just naturally always looked fit?
No, I keep fit.
So what do you do to keep fit?
I've got into keeping fit since 2017. I really got the bug.
You ever done any ice skating?
When I was younger, Stratham Ice Rink, absolutely.
Wow, of course, well, of course you're from Stratton, aren't you?
Yeah.
While we're going down memory lane, did you ever have a toaster?
Yeah.
Gemma never had a toaster.
No, I didn't know. No, wait. We had the grill.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the grill where you put the toast under the grill, yeah.
I mean, people like Gemma used to dream of having a grill. Would you go on Dancing on Ice if they asked you?
No. I would absolutely make a fool out of myself. Because
so
the balance,
you're not any
it's
good?
hard to balance on
What about Strictly Come Dancing? Strictly Come Dancing?
No, I said no to all that. Okay. I don't want, no. Because I did study dance since I was 3, but... And no.
She's a supermodel.
And it's not, that's the pressure that you have to learn a new routine every 3 days, and then you've got to go into, no, that pressure is too much. I'd rather just, like, learn a routine and perform it at ease and not have to be stressed out and being judged for it.
You know, we were talking to the guys here about sportsmen having a finite period when they can do what they love doing.
Yeah.
And in a way, I mean, it's not so much true of photographic modelling, because the industry has changed somewhat and is slightly more welcoming and respectful to older models now than it used to be.
But I'm an older model.
That's what I mean. But catwalks, I guess there comes a period when you want to call it a day on it.
I will never say when I want to stop. I will never say it.
You want to carry on doing it?
I'm happy with what I do right now, and I'm blessed, and I'm grateful for this blessing that at 48 years old, I'm still able to walk down the catwalk with 16-year-olds.
Yeah. It's an amazing achievement. That is an amazing achievement. Well, Fashion for Relief is what you're here to talk about, and you're doing that. It's 19th of
May 19th.
In Cannes.
Yes.
This is something. It's a project you're very heavily involved in, aren't you?
Yeah, started Fashion for Relief in 2005 because of Hurricane Katrina, And as New Orleans was the first state of the United States that I'd been to, as doing a shoot there, I found it on my, I thought, like, well, what can we do? We've got Fashion Week next week. The actors were doing telethon, the singers were doing concerts. So I thought, well, we should do something in fashion. And so in 7 days, we rustled up Fashion for Relief. And it only works because everyone comes together and gives their time. We've had Beyonce walk, we've had Puff Daddy.
I love, every time you mention a name like Beyonce, Gemma just smiles a bit more over there.
If you ever want the GC, she'll do it.
Do you know when you're doing another one here in the UK?
No, but I will be doing another one here.
So we just keep it. We'll come back on and tell us
I'll
about
let
that.
you know. Well, I might ask you to walk too.
I would love to walk, but not as much as Gemma would love to walk.
Don't forget me now, I would love for you to teach me
GC.
to walk like a supermodel. Can you imagine it?
I don't know if I'm the best teacher, but...
Well, who taught you how to walk, then?
Well, my mum influenced me a lot.
No, I don't mean who actually taught you, not like...
Not like that,
I mean fashion.
Like, you mean, like, no...
Fashion catwalking?
My mum kind of did, yeah, my mum.
Had your mum done modelling? Had she done that kind of
She had,
OK.
yeah.
She still looks amazing. There's a picture, you did a campaign, I think, last year.
Yeah,
this was a Christmas photograph. Look at this, the picture of Naomi with her mum. And look, wow.
That's amazing.
She looks amazing, doesn't she?
Thank you.
And she didn't want you to model initially, is that right?
No, she was dead set against it.
What did she want you to do?
Well, she was just like, I've paid for your school fees all these years. I want you to go and study what you know you've said you wanted to do, which is absolutely correct. But then it just, just seemed so exciting and wanting to travel the world. And...
But if I'm right, Vicky, I know you told me your mum, classic, the Jamaican parents can be very strict. Was your mum strict?
I was strict, yeah. My mum was strict with me. Like, if I was going to school friends, what's the phone number? She had to speak to the parent. If they were staying at my house, she had to call the parent. We've arrived home. I mean, yeah, I had definitely a time clock on me. I wasn't allowed to run riot.
Yeah.
I used to, if I ever told some fibs, which I did, they were because I was a huge Culture Club fan, you know that.
Oh, yeah. You used to camp outside George's house, didn't you?
If George was playing somewhere, like Top of the Pops or something, I'd have to go there and wait. No, I was a good fan. And I don't think George will ever say I was a bad fan. I never knocked his door ever once. I just waited quietly with my smash hits.
And did you used to wear the hat with the dangly, with the dreadlocks hanging off it?
I had a hat with my fake braids, that I would just throw on under my bun.
We should ask Harry, are you into your clothes? Are you into... I mean, you look very dapper.
Yeah, no, I used to have a fantastic men's clothes shop when I was a young...
Where?
East Ham High Street. When I was a young player at West Ham.
I mean, we are talking high fashion now.
What happened, we went out and invested all our money into buying a new load of new suits, and they all had skinny bottoms, slim bottoms, and by the time they arrived for the next season, flares had come in, and suddenly we had about 300 suits that we couldn't give away, and that was really, we'd done our money.
They're back now. Should have kept them. They're back.
Should have kept them.
If you'd have held on to them.
Evolving.
It revolves, yeah.
There's been a lot of headlines recently. I've been talking to Gemma about her love life, and there's been a lot of headlines recently, Naomi, connecting you to Mr. Liam Payne, formerly of One Direction.
And?
Any truth to these rumours?
I've never discussed my personal life.
Well, that's all going to change because...
Next.
I'm going to ask you another question.
OK. Another name.
OK. Drake, you got quite close to Drake?
I never discussed my personal life. I mean, it's crazy. It's like one day it's one person, the next day it's another. Who's tomorrow?
Well, that's what I'm going to ask you.
That's what I want to know.
But do you find... I mean, is that tiresome, being linked to... or having that thing...
It's like... It's, for me, I laugh. I just pick up and I'm just like, the stories are incredible.
Yeah.
It's humorous.
And can I ask you, though, are you a single person at the moment, or are you in a relationship?
Just a look, Jonathan.
I mean, I'm asking for a friend.
No, I don't want any blind dates. Thank you so much.
Do you get set up on blind dates? You ever been on one?
No.
Gemma, you ever been on one?
Oh, I did do Celebs Go Dating, but they briefed me about the person from it then.
Well, that's not really a blind date, then. And it was filmed. Who was the person you were on a date with there?
Quite a few. So one date lasted 4 minutes. Wow. He called me a diva, so I was just like, no, I'm leaving.
And Harry, did you date anyone else before you met Sandra?
No.
Oh, Harry.
No, I mean, listen, we went, we used to go to dances and all that, and But no, Sandra was the first girl I ever took home to meet my mum, yeah.
Wow. And John, I imagine you were quite smooth back in the day.
Well, of course, in my early footballing days, in my teens, because that's what football was. You went out, but of course I've been married twice. First time I was with my first wife for nearly 20 years. My second wife now 16. So dating hasn't been high on my agenda.
No.
As much as I do have dates now with my wife. With 7 kids, you've got to have date nights, so I do that a lot now.
Well, isn't that lovely? You still have a date night?
Yeah.
And what do you do on a date night?
We go to the pub at the top of the road. And then... Seriously, and then we say, shall we go over and see the kids?
Yeah.
Come and miss the kids.
And do you, I mean, when you go on a date, do you still go clubbing, Naomi, or do you just go for a more, you go for a restaurant meal?
No, I went out on Saturday.
To a club?
I went out to 4 clubs.
4 clubs?
Go on, Naomi.
I don't drink, but I do like to dance. I love music. I love to hear music.
So you go somewhere, and if the vibe, as I believe people say,
is right, I'm staying there. And if I've got flat shoes on, which are sneakers, which I had on, I'm in heaven. Yeah.
Wow. Naomi, it's really lovely to see you again.
You too,
you look amazing, you look full of health, and you look like you're enjoying life, and I love to see that in you. Thank you for coming on the show. Naomi Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. Still to come, I'll be chatting to the brilliantly funny James Acaster, and Dido will be performing a brand new single. We'll see you after the break. Welcome back to the show. Let's get my next guest out, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so excited he's on show. He's one of the sharpest and most original young comedians of recent years. You're going to love him. It is the brilliant Mr. James Acaster.
Hello, how's it going?
James, take a seat. I'm so excited you're finally on the show. I'm thrilled. Everyone's been talking about you for a while. I've been enjoying your Netflix specials. You look kind of different today. I've been used to seeing you dressed a certain way when I see you doing comedy. I've never seen you in a polo neck, certainly not such bright clothing before.
Bought it by mistake. It was cold earlier this week, and I really needed a jumper. I went to a shop real quick, but it was folded up, and they sneakily folded the neck into the rest of it, so it looked like a normal jumper. And the lady said, have you tried it on? And I said, I'm a medium. Trust me, it's fine. This is what I look like now.
Yeah. So you didn't realise it had the polo hidden in it, the polo neck?
No, and I put it on, and I thought, oh, this will be funny now. You got to roll with it. I thought this will be funny. I look stupid. And everyone all day said it suited me, which is worse.
Yeah. What does that mean?
If you're the kind of person who suits a polo neck, that basically is everyone going, we always knew you were a dick.
But you're still wearing it?
Still wearing it, because you've got to lean into it. I accept who I am now. You're looking at a new man who knows exactly who he is, and he isn't happy about it. This is what I'm stuck with the rest of my life.
It?
Now... I had a grill, but not a toaster.
Were you... Yeah. You get... I mean... I don't know how you knew what my next question was, but that's uncanny.
No. I see that coming a mile off, mate.
You know, we've been talking with Gemma about being on Dancing on Ice. You are getting to the level of celebrity now. Well, I imagine you are getting asked to do that kind of thing. Have you been approached? Would you do Dancing on Ice? Would you do Strictly Come Dancing? Would you go in the jungle?
I'm not good at ice skating. No. When I was a kid, I got my ice skate stuck in my back. While I was wearing it, pretty impressive.
How did that happen?
I slipped on the ice and I was so scared of going forwards that I tried to push my back backwards, but my ice skate was there and I stabbed myself. So I had to be like 2 people had to take me off the ice like a flamingo.
Before stand-up, I believe you were involved in music somewhere. Didn't you teach music to children? Is that right?
I taught drums to kids.
Right.
Yeah, that's easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, I taught drums to them, but none of them practiced. It was horrible.
So
kids are lazy. Did you know that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that until I taught the drums. They're unmotivated and lazy, and they're liars. Wow. They'd come in and be like, one kid, he said he hadn't done his drum practice all week because he'd been getting into writing down car number plates. That's not a thing. He invented a hobby to get out of drums. Like he's a PI going around writing car number plates down.
Well, maybe he was just interested in numbers. He might not have been alive.
What, like A Beautiful Mind?
Yeah. Well, you put it like that,
Got him hidden codes in him.
Yeah.
He wasn't. This kid were not smart.
So it wasn't a fruitful experience for you, teaching? Did you not have any joy? I mean, did any of your pupils go on to be good on drums?
Yeah, there are 3 of them, if they're watching.
Yeah.
Although I bumped into one of them recently. He came to one of my gigs and he doesn't play drums anymore. So there were 2 of them.
Yeah. I mean, is that depressing to know that you didn't pass on? Because I think if you're a teacher, you'd want to think you're one of those teachers who made a difference.
Yeah, you'd want to. And this kid, he come up to me, he's an adult now, they do that. And he comes up to me, and he was like, yeah, you taught me drums. I was like, oh, how's it going? You still playing drums? He went, no, I'm a policeman. I was like, waste of time.
And you were in a band, weren't you? You were in quite a few bands.
Loads of bands, mate. The Wow Scenario, the Capri Sun Quartet. New hardcore skiffle movement. I was in all of them.
What kind of music? I mean, I guess the last one was skiffle, but what kind of music were the other ones?
Well, Capri Sun Quartet was a folk-funk group. I was called Sir William Strawberry in it.
Yeah.
Our first names were our middle names, and the surnames was the flavour of Capri Sun.
Right.
So that was the...
So
what would yours be? What's your middle name?
Stephen.
What's your favourite flavour of Capri Sun?
I guess I'd go orange would be
Stephen Orange? Something we can take that, mate.
It's not good, is it? It's not good. But music is a big thing in your life. You're doing a book. Now, this is a weird idea for this book. I think we have the cover. There you go. Perfect sound, whatever. What's the premise behind this book of yours?
It's, in 2017, do you remember that? Yeah.
Yeah.
I had a breakdown.
Oh.
And then, as a result, I bought... In order to cope with it,
yeah.
I obsessively bought music from 2016, and now I own over 500 albums from 2016, and I know for a fact it's the greatest year for music of all time. That's what the book's about.
Well, you say it's a fact.
Yep.
But others might disagree that 2016 was the best year. I mean, it's not something one can prove objectively, is it?
If other people own over 500 albums from a different year, I'll listen to them.
I mean, I think some years, maybe back in the day, they didn't release 500 albums.
Yeah, rubbish years. Not as much good music those years.
What were the great albums from 2016? Because I know there'll be some popular artists. I mean, I don't know, did Beyonce have an album out that year?
Yeah, Lemonade came out.
Lemonade was a great album, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
Did Gaga have an album out that year?
She did. She had Joanne came out in 2016.
Yeah. Bowie had one out that year, didn't they?
Black Star came out, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I could play this all day.
I mean, I'll be honest with you, I wouldn't have had you down as such a big Beyonce fan.
Oh, well, I didn't have you down. That's such an ignorant host.
Wow.
I'd like to apologise for that.
No.
The adrenaline got to me. I was... Whenever I'm defending Beyonce, that's what happens.
Well, it's nice
You just got in the firing line, Jonathan. I apologise so much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's a privilege.
Yeah. Do you agree 2016 was the year for music?
Well, this is going to impress you. Do you know Naughty Boy?
Yeah.
Who done Running with Beyonce?
Absolutely.
He wants to make a track with me.
Yes, please.
I met him at the Brits. It's all going ahead.
I hope you do that track.
I am. It's happening.
What's it called?
I can't tell you yet.
Good title.
This is what I'm saying.
So James has his 7th solo show, which is starting in May, and this title is intriguing to me. I don't know whether you choose to explain what the title means, or will you rather be a bit of a mystery. But would you tell us what the tour is called?
Cold Lasagna, Hate Myself, 1999.
And is that something you'd like to elaborate on, or...?
Here's the thing. I had to name the show a while ago. I thought the show was going to be about those things. It's not. It's a mystery even to me at this point. I did have a lot of stuff about 1999 and why it was the best year of my life. I did have stuff about how I ate some cold lasagna once. It's the best food I've ever tasted.
Yeah.
That's not in the show anymore.
Wow. So what? Is that because it's been replaced with some other food that was even better?
Yeah. No, actually, no, still the best food I've ever had was that cold lasagna.
Cold lasagna?
Yeah, I didn't expect it. Here's what happened, right? I went to Sainsbury's. I got like a ready meal lasagna.
Yeah.
Put it in the oven. No disrespect to Sainsbury's on this. It wasn't to my liking.
You didn't like... When it was properly cooked, you still...
Wasn't my thing. Right. Put it in the fridge because I didn't want to put it in the bin. I felt bad. Then I got hammered on my own. Then later on...
Hammered on your own?
Yeah, I was watching Queer Eye and getting drunk.
OK.
And then, when I was really drunk, I went, I'm going to have another go at that lasagna.
Yeah.
Time for round 2. I got a serving spoon. I was confident.
Yeah.
Put it in my mouth. Just the nicest meal I've ever had. Just the way the cold beef was as much... It's like almost plumper and more succulent. I like the way all the... What's the sauce called in the lasagna?
Bechamel.
That congeals.
So quite a nice creamy thickness to it.
Oh, I liked it. It was like a little layer of like a Haribo sweet. Yeah. And all the crispiness was even crispier and like more.
So the crispiness where you'd cooked it, because you'd cooked it properly the first time.
Yeah, you got to cook
in the
it
microwave.
Oh, got to cook it properly first. Cook it in the oven.
Hold on. Do you think you actually enjoyed it, or do you just think you were so drunk you didn't know?
Well, to be fair, I did try it again sober.
Ah.
It was disgusting.
James, it was great having you on the show. I really enjoyed it. I hope you'll come back.
Oh, yeah, I'd love to come back.
Ladies and gentlemen, the brilliant James Acaster. Thank you, James. That was joyful. OK. Will you join me in saying thank you to all my guests tonight, ladies and gentlemen? The fabulous James Acaster, Naomi Campbell, of course, Gemma Collins, the GC, Harry Redknapp, and Mr. John Barnes. I'll be back next week, but now we give you up from her new album, Still on My Mind. It is the fantastic Dido.
I'm not sitting with my head in my hands right now. Well, I don't care where you've been. No, I ain't watching the clock, not getting my phone out. Well, I won't drink myself to sleep. Oh, you don't get under my skin no more. No, it's gone, it's gone. I ain't thinking about you no more. I found a way to let you go, so you don't have to stay now. A broken mind, I came close, but you can't rip my heart out. I'm giving up, I'm giving up, I'll give you up. Gonna rip your heart out. Got your picture covering up the cracks on the wall, but the lights won't fade. I didn't think that I would be missing you at all. Maybe that was my mistake. Oh, you don't get under my skin no more. No, it's gone, it's gone. I ain't thinking about you no more. I found a way to let you go, so you don't have to stay now. A broken mind, I came close, but you can't rip my heart out. I'm giving up, I'm giving up, I'll give you up. I found a way to let you go. It's gonna rip your heart out. Nothing you say will change my mind. You couldn't wait to leave me behind. Nothing you say will change my mind. You couldn't wait to leave me behind. Nothing you say will change my mind. You couldn't wait to leave me behind. I found a way to let you go, so you don't have to stay now. A broken mind, I came close, but you can't rip my heart out. I'm giving up, I'm giving up, I'll give you up. I found a way to let you go. It's gonna rip your heart out.